Okay, hello, welcome everybody. Today is February 1st, 2026, and today's reading, the morning reading Old Testament, is going to be Exodus chapter 22 and chapter 23, and the evening New Testament reading is going to be Matthew chapter 22, verses 15 through 46. Okay, and we're gonna start off with a little song and then open up in a prayer, Psalms 119 verse 18, and then we'll get into the reading. So here we go. Okay, let's go right into Psalms, our reading. 119. Verse 18. Open my eyes so that I can see the wonderful truths in your law. Now we'll go to Exodus. Twenty-two, 23. Suppose a man steals an ox or a sheep, and suppose he kills it or sells it. Then he must pay back 5 head of cattle for the ox, or he must pay back 4 sheep or goats for the sheep. Suppose you catch a thief breaking into your house, and suppose you hit the thief and kill him. Then you are not guilty of murder. But suppose it happens after the sun has come up, then you are guilty of murder. A thief must pay for what he has stolen, but suppose he does not have anything, then he must be sold to pay for what he has stolen. What if the stolen ox, donkey, or sheep is found alive with him? Then the thief must pay back twice as much as he stole. Verse 5. Suppose a man lets his livestock eat grass in someone else's field or vineyard. Then he must pay the person back from the best crops of his own field or vineyard. Verse 6. Suppose a fire breaks out and spreads into bushes. It burns grain that has been cut and stacked, or it burns grain that is still growing, or it burns the whole field. Then the one who started the fire must pay for the loss. Suppose a man gives his neighbor silver or other things to keep safe, and suppose they are stolen from the neighbor's house. If the thief is caught, he must pay back twice as much as he stole. Verse 8. But suppose the thief is not found, then the neighbor must go to the judges. They will decide whether the neighbor has stolen the other person's property. Verse 9. Suppose you have an ox, donkey, sheep, or clothing that does not belong to you, or you have other property that is lost by someone else, and suppose someone says, "That belongs to me." Then Both people must bring their case to the judges. The one the judges decide is guilty must pay back twice as much to the other person. Verse 9. Suppose a man asks his neighbor to take care of a donkey, ox, sheep, or any other animal, and suppose the animal dies or gets hurt, or suppose it is stolen while no one is looking. Verse 11. Then the problem will be settled by taking an oath and promising the Lord to tell the truth. Suppose the neighbor takes an oath and says, I didn't steal the property. Then the owner must accept that the neighbor says no payment is required. Verse 12. But suppose the animal really was stolen, then the neighbor must pay the owner back. Verse 13. Or suppose it was torn to pieces by a wild animal, then the neighbor must bring in what is left as proof. No payment is required. Verse 14. Suppose a man borrows an animal from a neighbor and it gets hurt or dies while the owner is not there. The man must pay for it. Verse 15. But suppose the owner is with the animal, then the man will not have to pay. If he hired the animal, the money he paid to hire it covers the loss. Verse 16. Laws about social problems. Suppose a man meets a virgin who is not engaged and he talks her into having sex with him. Then he must pay her father the price for a bride, and he must get married to her. Verse 17. But suppose her father absolutely refuses to give her to him, then he must still pay the price for getting married to a virgin. Verse 18. Do not let a woman who does evil magic stay alive. Put her to death. Verse 19. Anyone who has sex with an animal must be put to death. Verse 20. Anyone who sacrifices to any god other than me must be destroyed. Verse 21. Do not treat outsiders badly. Do not beat them down. Remember, you were outsiders in Egypt. Verse 22. Do not take advantage of widows. Do not take advantage of children whose fathers have died. Verse 23. If you do, they might cry out to me. Then I will certainly hear them. Verse 24. I will get angry, and I will kill you with a sword. Your wives will become widows. Your children's fathers will die. Suppose you lend money to one of my people among you who is in need. Then do not be like those who lend money and charge interest. Do not charge any interest. Suppose your neighbor, verse 26, suppose your neighbor owes you money and gives you a coat as a promise to pay it back. Then return it to him by sunset. Verse 27, that coat is the only thing he owns to wear or sleep in. When he cries out to me, I will listen because I am loving and kind. Verse 28, do not speak evil things against me. Do not call down a curse on the ruler of your people. Verse 29, do not hold back your grain offerings or wine offerings. You must give me the oldest of your sons. Verse 30, do the same with your cattle and sheep. Let them stay with their mothers for 7 days, but give them to me on the 8th day. Verse 31, I want you to be my holy people. So do not eat the meat of any animal that has been torn by wild animals. Throw it to the dogs. Laws about mercy and fairness. Verse 23. Do not spread reports that are false. Do not help an evil person by telling lies in court. Verse 2. Do not follow the crowd when they do what is wrong. When you are a witness in court, do not turn what is right into wrong. Do not show favor in a poor person in court. Verse 4, suppose you come across your enemy's ox or donkey wandering away, then be sure to take it back to him. Verse 5, suppose you see that the donkey of someone who hates you has fallen down under its load, then do not leave it there. Be sure you help him with it. Verse 6, be fair to your poor people in their court cases. Verse 7, do not have anything to do with a charge that is false. Do not put to death those who are not guilty of anything wrong. I will not let those who are guilty go free. Verse 8, do not take money from people who want special favors. It makes you blind to the truth. It twists the words of godly people. Verse 9, do not beat an outsider down. You yourselves know how it feels to be outsiders. Remember, you were outsiders in Egypt. Laws about Sabbath. Verse 10, for 6 years plant your fields and gather your crops. Verse 11, but during the 7th year do not plow your land or use it. Then the poor people who are among you can get food from it. The wild animals can eat what is left over. Do the same thing with your vineyards and your groves of olive trees. Verse 12, do all your work in 6 days, but do not do any work on the 7th day. Then your oxen and donkeys can rest. The slaves who are born in your house can be renewed, and so can the outsiders. Verse 13, be careful to do everything I have said to you. Do not use the name of other gods. Do not let them be heard on your lips. Laws about celebrating the main feast. Verse 14, 3 times a year you must celebrate a feast in my honor. Verse 15, celebrate the feast of unleavened bread. Eat bread that is made without yeast for 7 days, just as I commanded you. Do it at the appointed time in the months of Abib. You came out of Egypt in that month. You must not come to worship me with your hands empty. Verse 16, celebrate the Feast of Weeks. Bring the first share of your crops from your field. Celebrate the Feast of Booths. Hold it in the fall when you gather in your crops from the field. Verse 17, 3 times a year of all your men must come to worship me. I am your Lord and King. Verse 18, do not include anything that is made with yeast when you offer me the blood of a sacrifice. Suppose the fat from sacrifice is left over from my feast, then do not keep it until morning. Verse 19, bring the best of the first share of your crops to my house. I am the Lord your God. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. God's angels will prepare the way. Verse 20, I am sending an angel ahead of you. He will guard you along the way. He will bring you to the place I have prepared. Verse 21, pay attention to him. Listen to what he says. Do not refuse to obey him. He will not forgive you if you turn against him. My very name is in him. Verse 22, listen carefully to what he says. Do everything I say. Then I will be an enemy to your enemies. I will fight against those who fight against you. Verse 23, my angel will go ahead of you. He will bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Havites, and Jebusites. I will wipe them out. Verse 24, do not do what they do. Do not bow down to their gods or worship them. You must destroy the statues of their gods. You must break their sacred stones to pieces. Verse 25, I am the Lord your God. Worship me. Then I will bless your food and water. I will take away sickness from you among you. Verse 26, in your land no woman will give birth to a dead baby. Every woman will be able to have children. I will give you a long life. Verse 27, I will send my terror ahead of you. I will throw every nation you meet into a panic. I will make all your enemies turn their backs and run away. Verse 28, I will send hornets ahead of you. They will drive the Hivites, Canaanites, and Hittites out of your way. Verse 29, but I will not drive them out in just 1 year. If I did, the land would be destroyed. There would be too many wild animals for you. Verse 30, I will drive them out ahead of you little by little. I do it until your numbers have increased enough for you to take control of the land. Verse 31, I will make your borders secure from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea. They will go from the desert to the Euphrates River. I will hand over to you the people who live in that land. You will drive them out to make room for you. Verse 32, do not make a covenant with them or with their gods. Verse 33, do not let them live in your land. If you do, they will cause you to sin against me. If you worship their gods, that will certainly be a trap for you. Okay, that's the end of the morning reading. We'll pick up this evening with the New Testament.